We love hip hop.
Elliot versus Charlamagne. Actually, let me reopen this. Let me reopen my Instagram. Elliot versus Charlamagne. For the guys who don't know, Elliott Wilson, acclaimed journalist, coming from XXL magazine, editor in chief from back in the days. Rap Radar podcast, man. Haver of annoying laugh, legend. Okay, he was on, what was he? Number 5 on the Complex Power Media list. He's out here. And Charlamagne, the God, had some things to say about him. I'll play it.
Elliot, I don't think you should be number 5. Number 4, Charlamagne the God. All right, now let me read this, right? Last year's ranking, number 3, featured on the Breakfast Club, The Brilliant Idiots, known for sensational commentary, asking provocative questions. And his...
You see what he did right there? You see, Gucci Ghost, what up? You see what he did right there? Charlamagne's a slick one with it when it comes to his he's a cerebral disser. I'm going to rewind it and I'll play it for you again. Slick with it. Sick when you do that.
Elliot, I don't think you should be number 5. Number 4, Charlamagne the God. All right, now let me read this, right?
Elliot, I don't think you should be number 5. And then goes immediately to himself, number 4. And then he starts reading out his accolades. Doesn't give his reason right away. I listened to this podcast when he dropped this. This is an episode that he did minus Andrew Schultz. So he got to cook. He got to cook for that episode, right? Him and Nyla Rivera, they got to cook. But mostly Charlamagne. He was like, all right, this is my time. I'm going to lean into this list shit.
All right, last year's ranking, number 3, featured on the Breakfast Club, The Brilliant Idiots, known for sensational commentary, asking provocative questions in his Donkey of the Day segment. Most memorable moments in the past year being sampled by...
Okay. And then later on in the show, and if y'all see here, suck a shit at Charlamagne the God. I took this off of Twitter or X from Elliott Wilson's Twitter. And this is, I guess, right after you heard the episode. And then he posted again.
And sending
F you. Goddamn.
Hip hop. I'm not trying to be the 50-year-old person still complaining about not being on lists, beefing with screamers, doing goofy shit, starting shit, online with rappers just to keep my name relevant. No, I want to do things and put my...
That's bear shots. So, like I said, number 5, Elliott Wilson. Number 4, Charlamagne the God. And one of the things that this shot to me, also means with Charlamagne saying he doesn't want Elliott Wilson being number 5 with him being number 4 is also a sneak diss at Joe Budden. I don't know, I'll explain. Because when Joe Budden was going over the list on his podcast, he was like, Charlamagne's number 5. Charlamagne's number 4. And I'm number 2. Good. Give me a little space away from this nigga. Give me a little space. All right. For the people who listen to the Joe Budden podcast, y'all have heard that. Okay. I'm not going to go draw for the clip because they're very particular when it comes to their clips. But he said that. He said, oh, good. Give him some space away from me. Because last year, he was number 2 and I was number 1. Or was it like that? Yeah, it was something like that. He was, because Joe Budden was number 1 last year. And I think Academics was number 3, if I'm not mistaken. And Charlamagne was number 2. All right, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So even Charlamagne's mentioning, yo, you shouldn't be at number 5. I am at number 4. He's saying, like, I'm too hot for you to be just 1 right underneath me. You should make me 1, not even be on a list, the man said. But if so, go down the list a little bit. Go over there where Adam 22 and all them niggas is at 20 in the 20s and shit. All right. So Elliott Wilson finally responded. He went up on Bag Fuel and he said what he had to say. Let me go pull this up for y'all. I salute to Bag Fuel. I salute to Esso and Heineken. I said this on the podcast before. These guys are cooking. A little bit too much interruptus in the interviews, but they're cooking. Let's go to this part here.
I do nothing but big up. Look at my social media strategy. I big up shit that's dope to the culture. Not shit just that I do, but if anybody else does something dope, I big it up.
Yeah,
I'll post your shit story. Like
everything.
I nobody else does that. Still to this day, all the shit they talk, they just they like push their shit. They don't show love. They don't acknowledge that. Oh shit, Backfield had that dope interview the other day. And who else is doing that? Nobody. Elliott Wilson. Still.
Wait. I'm jumping in. On flag.
Here we go.
Why is Charlamagne a sucker? What's going on with you and Charlamagne, and why does it seem like all the other people now is having problems with Charlamagne?
I don't know about other people. I just think that dude, you know, he can be very funny style in real life, and I feel like we just never really clicked like that. And also, I just didn't like the last little brilliant idiot shit he did, talking crazy about me being on that list, top 5 and shit. Never explaining why I shouldn't be top 5. And I'm just tired of his shit. And it's the old school. It's like at a certain point, you just gotta say, fuck this person. Like, fuck you.
Whoa.
Like, I'm 171.
Guidelines.
Like, it can just be that. We don't have to be cool. We don't gotta pretend. You clearly have an issue with me, or you don't like my presence in the game. Like you said, maybe you think I should stand down and be a legend. I'm not here to get this like legendary badge with Big Boy or Angie or Sway. Like, I'm here to compete right now in the year of 2024. I know I'm a legend already. Like, I still want to compete and create great content. Academics gets that. He understands that. You know, I don't agree with everything he does, but me and him have a good rapport. He gets that the OG out here, he's competing. He's out here in the field competing. He respects.
And the thing is with Elliott Wilson, they're getting on his back. I'm just going to do a quick search or something here. I'll show you what I'm looking up here. Pow. Elliott Wilson, 53 years old. Okay, see it there on the corner? 53 years old. Charlamagne the God. Let's see how old Charlamagne. Charlamagne the God, 46 years old. So Elliott got him by 7 years. I don't think it's an OG, you need to leave, you're too old type shit. Because a lot of people are saying the same thing about Charlamagne. People say the shit to me. And we got to a certain level. We do our thing. I make money from this. The team makes money, but like, is it really, really like, oh, we need to get rid of the older people that are in media? I really feel like a lot of times when it comes to this media shit, this is where the older people are supposed to go. When athletes retire, if they play their cards right, they go on to be announcers. Right? And when it comes to people who are in media, not everybody is played in the field. Like, obviously, Charlamagne's always been a radio guy. And Elliott Wilson, he's just been in this media space, doing whether it's print or whatever. And I understand what people will be saying, like, well, you got to get out of the way so that more young talent can come through. I hear that, but that's not necessarily a thing neither. More talent can come through no matter what. What older heads need to do, if you're a real OG, is embrace young talent as they come through the door. And maybe this is the problem that a lot of people have with Elliott Wilson, is that they don't feel that he embraces the young talent. When he dissed Kai Cenat, he dissed Bobby Altoff for not being hip-hop, and Drake doing the interview. He gets super bitter and sour when he sees people do things that are not with him, right? Drake had to call him a rat. Like, he got problems out here. But I also think you can be an elder statesman in hip hop, do your thing, and leave room for younger people to come in and mentor them when they come in. Don't try to block them. Don't try to hold the door. Give them some game. Put them on. Get involved with them. Do work with them. Learn from them. Most of the people who I have around me are younger than me because I can learn from younger people. And maybe this is the problem that Elliott Wilson has. He's got to change his mindset. He got to stop being a hater. Like, a lot of people respect Elliott Wilson, and I understand that he's getting a lot of traction from being a hater, but not all traction is good traction. You keep on getting this hater card or the sensitive light-skinned nigga card for too long, and then after a while, people ain't going to want to work with you as far as the younger people. The OGs will always work with Elliott Wilson. They'll always do something because they respect his pedigree. They know his track record. And for the people who are in this audience here, I know I have a percentage of them that are in an age bracket who know who Elliott Wilson is. So if Elliott Wilson wants to work with you, you're going to say, hell yeah, let's get it popping. I know who you are. But you mess around with some of these younger guys, DJ Chris say, what up? You mess around with some of these younger guys, they'll be like, who are you? Why are you important? So there's only so far he can keep on playing that hater card, or I'm mad, or I'm sour about this, before, you know, it gets harder and harder to work when all of these younger people start occupying the landscape. You got to stop being a hater. Right? It's the same thing that they've been putting on Joe Budden lately, calling him a hater. All right, do I have that clip here? Nigga was calling this nigga all kinds of wild shit and just saying you're a hater. Right? There's one thing to have critique. I critique a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit I don't like. But being a hater is...
Nigga. You just basically got on a space like Kendrick got on a track, nigga. You hate the way I walk, talk, and dress, nigga. Eat a dick. Stop hating on Drake, nigga.
I do hate it.
Stop hating on Drake, nigga. We hate the way you walk, talk, and touch dogs, nigga. What are you talking about?
Why are you looking at how I walk?
We hate we hate everything about Joe Budden, nigga. We hate everything about the quitter Joe Budden.
You love
we hate everything about the quitter Joe Budden.
If you love
the
him,
nigga
you
who
love
couldn't
me
make
by
it rap.
default. That's my
we
son,
hate everything
and you
about
my
Mr. Pump
grandson.
It Up.
You are my grandson, nigga. Watch your fucking mouth.
Right? Joe Budden's out here crashing out on Twitter Spaces because you're starting to get that haters thing on, that hater juice on you, B. You get that too much of that off you, it's hard to wash it off. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't want Elliott Wilson, from passion, because I know he's passionate about this shit, to end up becoming pushed into the hater category. Because then after that, then people just don't listen to you. And that would be a shame if people don't take in the jewels that Elliott Wilson has to offer from being a hater. But yeah, salute to Elliott Wilson. Salute to Charlamagne the God. Charlamagne the God's out here giving game all the time. Okay? No matter what people think about him, like him or hate him, he's out here giving game. So salute to both of them. Okay, maybe these guys can make up behind the scenes, and I don't think they're going to beat each other up if they see each other. I don't think it's that kind of, I don't think they're on that type of timing. However, I think that's all we got for today.
We love hip hop.